Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Kempers. I am a fantasy and sci-fi writer and creative person, and one day I'll figure out what I actually want to say in my intro, but today is not that day. As some of you may have guessed from the video that went up on Friday, I no longer have the job that I was working full-time at from November to February. I am currently working part-time and doing contract work, so that is kind of what my main income is right now, as well as putting a lot more of my time and energy into YouTube and writing and working on my social platforms. So currently I am trying to find a way to work multiple different jobs so that I have the freedom and flexibility to continue writing and really put my effort into that, but I also have the income to support myself, because that's also really important. So because of that, I thought that I would open up my Patreon again. I did have a Patreon last year and it was going well and I was enjoying it for the most part, but there were just some things that I was offering didn't really feel like they aligned with what I wanted to be offering and kind of like where my expertise was. And I was having a really difficult time justifying the Patreon and trying to make it work for myself at that point in time. Fast forward to today, I have come up with a new Patreon plan that I feel so much better about. It's something that I'm genuinely excited about, and my mindset has also shifted because I'm at the point where I kind of understand that every little bit of income counts, and if I can get some of that income to come from my stories or the platform that I've created around my stories and marketing those stories, then it's basically the ideal situation. But it's also a way for me to be supported and be able to give back more to my audience. So because of the mindset shift as well as the kind of job related shift, I have opened back up my Patreon and I have a plan that I'm going to tell you now. I have the next 4 months planned out as far as extra content goes, so that you can get an idea of what you can expect if you do sign up for my Patreon. There are currently 3 different tiers, which I will try and put on the screen so that you can get kind of a visual idea of what is going on. So the lowest tier provides support for my channel so that I can keep on making videos and keep on writing and doing the things that I love doing and that I want to provide to you. And then it also gives you voting power and the ability to kind of like request videos that you might want from me on my YouTube channel. With the second tier, you get exclusive behind the scenes content of basically whatever I'm working on as far as writing or promoting my books or anything writing related, including things like working on author websites and designing book covers and developing marketing plans, that sort of thing. There will be exclusive behind the scenes posts going up for all of that stuff. You'll also get early access to videos as well as some sneak peek content that's coming up. And that tier also includes a patron shout out on YouTube, as well as all of the benefits from the previous tiers. And then the third tier is the one that I'm most excited about and the part of my Patreon that has been kind of revamped the most. If you are signed up for the third tier, you will also get a monthly video that has to do with writing craft or marketing around the niche of selling books or promoting your books, that sort of thing. If you didn't know, marketing is what I've been working in since I finished university, and marketing in the social media space and kind of in the digital space is something that I have been doing for almost 10 years now. So this video is going to be basically a deep dive, collecting a bunch of information, research, presenting it to you in a way that's easy for you to understand and that I think is going to be really valuable for people. And it's going to be focused in either writing craft or marketing in a digital space around your book or your writing or technically whatever creative projects you're currently working on. This video is something that I'm also really excited about because when it comes to the marketing stuff and kind of like setting yourself up for success on digital platforms as an author, I'm really excited to provide things teaching people how to use completely free software to basically like Photoshop your book cover, for example, or providing free code snippets for your website if you want to add like a custom piece to your website and you've used a website builder. I don't know, maybe you want a fun pre-order button that lights up in rainbow colors when someone clicks on it. We can do that. So it's things like that, along with more general videos such as creating a marketing plan specifically for Instagram to market your book, or like I said, learning how to develop a book cover yourself. So those videos are going to be once a month in tier 3, and then the other piece of content that I have going up once per month in tier 3 is I'm going to post a piece of original writing content. For the most part, to start, this is going to be short stories mostly, and then every once in a while it'll probably be a poem or a couple poems, like a little mini collection almost. I also have some kind of fun plans for some of the creative writing pieces that I want to post once per month over there, including at some point, hopefully later this year, I want to start posting one chapter per month of a book that I am working on. One of the many, but this one I think is going to be specifically Patreon exclusive, which I think would be really fun because you can kind of almost read it like a series coming out. For the next 4 months, not including March, so April, May, June, and July, I have written out a plan of the content that is going to be on tier 3. In April, I'm going to post an original short story that I actually wrote in high school. It's called A Crack in the Universe. But this one's going to be kind of fun because I'm going to post it as a side-by-side with the original version that I wrote in high school, and then I'm actually going to rewrite it and kind of edit it and see how my style has changed or how I would write it differently now. And then I'm also going to be doing a creative writing exercise that has to do with starting off your book and starting off strong in the first chapter. So that's going to be like a full-length video of how to do it. You're gonna watch me do it, and then basically just you get the resources to try and do it yourself and see if that really works for your process. In May, I have a short story going up called The Last Train. I'm warning you now, this one is sad. It's one of those short stories that there's like the literal things that are going on in it, and then you know that it's more of like a psychological thing, I guess, or you think it is. I feel like you get to the end and you're like, oh. At least I'm hoping that's going to be the reaction. It is kind of sad though. So that's the short story that's going up in May. That was written end of last year. And then I also want to post a video about growing on TikTok for authors or for people who are promoting books. And I think that this one also is going to be focused around promoting yourself as a writer on a platform like TikTok when you don't actually have any published books yet, because that's a whole other ball game. If you have a published book, you already have something to show the world, and if you don't, then it can be kind of tricky because you want people to follow you so that you can get pre-orders and get people excited and have a bigger like audience, but at the same time you want to prove to them that they should be following you even though you don't have anything out yet. So in May we're gonna have a video that is growing on TikTok for authors. June is a special month, and one that I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about as far as the writing piece goes, because I am going to be posting what I have of a story called Tatiana and the Blue Rose Pixie. It's the first novel that I ever wrote. I only have the first few chapters of it for some reason. I did complete the novel, but I got my grandma to send me like the digital copy of whatever we had digitized when I was 10 years old, and it's bad. It's real bad, but I thought that it would be something fun to share, just to kind of see the sorts of stories that people write when they're starting off as children, and I feel like it would just be a good laugh. So I am gonna post that one because I want to be embarrassed apparently. And then June's video is going to be focused around Instagram growth for authors. So both of May and June's bonus videos are going to be structured as though they're an experiment, because I am currently working on growing both of those platforms and developing plans to grow both those platforms, and putting these videos up in May and June gives me some time to actually start to implement those plans and see what kind of growth we see right off the bat, and kind of get a good idea of how to get growth as an author on those platforms. So I'm really excited for those ones. But in June is going to be the Instagram growth. And then in July, I'm going to post a short story that is called Green Light. This one is almost done, but does in fact need to be finished. It is a queer dystopian kind of story. And then for the video, I'm going to teach you how to use some completely free software that is nearly as powerful as Photoshop, but doesn't cost anything and is available on any and every platform. No, it's not Canva, but I'm going to basically teach you how to make your own book mock-up. If you want to edit your cover so that it looks like it's on a physical book, add shading, make it fit properly so it doesn't look like the dimensions are all wonky. Basically, that is what the tutorial or kind of like marketing video is going to be in July. So those are a few of the things that I have coming up on Patreon if you're subscribed to the 3rd tier. And then for the lower tiers, again, like I mentioned, you'll get early access to content. You'll get lots of behind the scenes little snippets and comments from me and things that I'm doing to like work on the book and all that sort of thing. Shout outs in videos, voting power, as well as the power to kind of request a video if you want it, and then maybe a little sprinkle of resources here and there, because that's something that I tend to share over there because I think it's really helpful, and it just feels like a good platform to like share that stuff on. If you have the means to do so, I would love it if you could support me over on Patreon. I'm excited to open it up again because I'm excited to be working on the projects that I have planned for it. I also feel like with the whole mindset shift, I just feel like the things that I'm working on and the things that I want to share with you guys over there are so much more valuable now, which makes me feel better about sharing them. So I will leave my Patreon link down below. It's also linked in my channel banner, as well as at the end of every video, so you can get to it from there as well. Let me know if you have any questions about how the Patreon works, or any other questions you might have about Patreon and this new kind of platform for me to use to try and support myself a bit better. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smile, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.